Yo, what's going on, guys? And welcome back to another episode of the Rock the Mic podcast, all hip hop all the time. And today I am joined by my good friend, Jersey's finest, Mr. Black Mask. How are you? How are you doing?
Yo, wonderful, Mike. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. For those of you, a lot of you probably don't know this, but Rock the Mic podcast started as a Instagram live series, and our first guest was actually Black Mask. So this is kind of a
Full circle moment.
blast from the past. And it's just, we're going to get right into it. First thing I want to ask you, sir, when did you decide to start making music?
That's a wonderful question. And I don't really have an answer for it because I feel like there was never a moment where I just sat there and I was like, I'm going to start. I was just like, I don't know. I feel like I've always been doing it, ever since, or something that I've always wanted to do, or something that I've always had trouble with. I've always made random stuff ever since I was a kid. I would just go on the computer and hit keys or whatever, but then I don't know. It always evolved. I think I first released something in 7th grade. I think it was my first actual release. It was hard, So, and then 8th grade, that's when I tried a little more, but I didn't become, this until sophomore year of high school.
Right.
That's when,
yeah. So that was actually, this leads into my next question. You've had, as someone, I've known you for a while, I've known that you had various different personas before you landed on the Black Mask one, which obviously that name is taken from the great Roman Sionis from the Batman comics.
Of course.
So I wanted to ask you, how did you ultimately decide on Black Mask, and kind of take us through that journey of all these different people that you were before you landed on Black Mask?
I don't know. It always started because I've always had, just different name changes. I never could really settle on one. And let's see. If I can remember my first, I believe it was the Goliath, which was the first. I don't know why. Cringy. But it was kind of cringy because I was a 7th grader.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, but that was the first. And then this one, I low-key don't mind it. DB Cooper. Don't mind it, because DB Cooper is swag. I don't know, do you know who that is?
I do.
Have you heard about that case?
That was the guy.
Such a cool case.
That guy, yeah.
Yeah, he hijacked a plane and then he dipped. Such a cool case. But I don't know, it was inspired by Doom, because Doom had random personas or whatever. Right. And there was this one time that Doom had this random line about DB Cooper. I was like, huh. And then I just took it.
I don't know if you
watched
Loki, but within the Marvel movie universe, Loki was DB Cooper. They made that, they put that into canon. So I don't.
Oh, really?
Loki, but that's kind of, it was
that's pretty sick, actually.
Do something and he was DB Cooper within that world. Sorry, that was super off topic, but
yeah, no, that's pretty sick, dude. It's just sick because he's got those sick sunglasses.
Yeah.
And he's and no one knows who he is. I don't know. I thought it was cool. Actually, I always thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then was that, and then in 8th grade, this one I don't know where I was going with this one. This is another bad one. It was Conjunction.
I'm
not sure where I got that.
That one I knew.
Yeah. I'm not sure where I pulled that one from. Oh, I do actually. Schoolhouse Rock.
Conjunction Junction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Conjunction Junction. What's your function? That's where I got that from. And I don't know why, but that's where it was from. And then I settled on the beautiful Black Mask.
All right. Well, what a wonderful story. Inspiring.
Thank
story.
you. I try.
Yeah. I always ask everyone I've interviewed, I've always asked them who they consider to be an influence of theirs. And I kind of say, oh, you remind me of so-and-so, but you have so many different kind of layers to your music, and you can so many different cloud rap, trap,
thank you,
Griselda type music. So I couldn't really narrow down a specific person that I thought you sounded like, but I did want to ask you who would you consider an influence of yours? I know you just mentioned MF Doom, rest in peace.
Yeah.
But other than that, is there anybody that you could really point to and say this is who inspired me or inspires me?
Oh yeah. Yeah, but like, well, definitely Doom, as you just said. Definitely. I mean, dude, he's like changed like the way I listen to music, you know. So definitely Doom. I don't know. That's a good question because I don't know.
Right.
Because I do have so many different influences. Because I don't like to do only one thing. Definitely Kanye.
Different genres.
Obviously.
Well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, definitely Kanye. Definitely Tyler.
Okay.
Because I like the way that Kanye and Tyler are able to like. You never know what they're gonna do next.
I agree.
I've always liked that about them. Like you don't know where, like I didn't know where Tyler was gonna go with Call Me If You Get Lost.
Yeah.
And you don't know, you never know where Kanye's gonna go. But definitely like Young Lean.
Yes.
As I'm wearing Young Lean merch. Blade, Chief Keef.
Love Chief Keef.
I love Chief Keef. Black Cray. I love Black Cray. Okay. Man, I don't know. It's just a loaded question. I don't know, dude. Definitely those are, those are up there.
Definitely name some great people for sure.
Oh wait, sorry. Definitely like Tommy Wright, 3 6 Mafia.
Yes.
Space Ghost Perp.
Yes.
Etc.
We're definitely gonna get into their influence on your music a little bit later when we talk about natural disasters. Yeah. But I did want to ask you, what is your process behind making music? So is there a way you go about it? Do you write first? Do you get the beat first? How does that work?
Well, usually I get the beat and then like random flows and stuff.
Right.
Just pop into my head.
Right.
Like I'll be listening. And then sometimes I just mumble. Like I'll like record like a voicemail of me mumbling, like just to get a flow. But if you listen to Kanye leaks, actually, like if you ever listen to Kanye leaks, he does a lot of that. Like if you go through his leaks, there's a lot of it just like space him mumbling.
There's a there's a leak of Summer 16 before it became a Drake solo where Kanye was originally supposed to be on that song and he's kind of mumbling.
Yeah, that's what he does. Yeah, he mumbles. And it's like for the same reason I did, to find melodies, find flows, etc. I have a lot of random demos in there.
Yes.
And I just have like some demos that are just like a cappella, just melodies. Because where I want to go next, I want to really try to incorporate some melodic elements into my style. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's sort of my.
That's very.
Thing, and then I write.
A lot of people. Well, I'm not sure if they do that or not, but kind of just mumbling, getting a flow kind of in your head. That's a very interesting approach. Yeah. And I like that.
Yeah. I write after I find the flow.
Yeah. I like that.
I write to the flow.
Because the flow can always be very captivating when it comes to music, and finding that and really narrowing that down is key, in my opinion. And I think that's a very smart way of doing that. And if I remember correctly as well, you mix your music as well and master it, which is something I heard is very difficult to do.
Oh my God.
What is this
like? The process is gruesome, as they say.
Okay.
As they say, the process is gruesome. I will tell you that. I hate it. It's by far my least favorite part. And sometimes I don't feel like it, or I can't do it myself. Sometimes it gets too complicated, and I'll enlist help. I'll get help from like Ben.
Yes.
They've done like the same thing to me. Like, yeah, shout out to Ben, obviously. Ben's reached out to me before to try to help them with mixing, and I do the same. I've done a lot though. More than Ben's done it to me. Well, maybe not a lot, but like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, but so
Ben's only asked me
what is that like?
I know
mixing and mastering the music is more than just making sure the beat and your vocals.
Yeah, you have to like add like a lot of effects. It's a lot of effects, a lot of compression, limiting, etc. I actually took multiple classes before for it.
Oh, okay.
So that's why.
So you're the master at it, is what you're saying?
No, I'm not. No one, don't listen to him. I'm not the master at mastering.
Just hit up Black Mask. His Instagram will be down below. So he will mix all your songs for you. He knows what.
All right, yeah, make sure to definitely do that, guys, because yep, for sure.
Is music something you could see yourself doing full time? Could you see yourself pursuing a career as a rapper?
I wish.
So no, or maybe.
I wish. If it happens, it happens.
Okay.
It's like my dream, but I don't think it will ever happen. I don't know. I don't believe myself too much, but if it happens, that would be lovely.
You should believe in yourself. The reason why. Now we're going to talk about what I believe to be one of the best albums to come out of the hip hop Instagram community scene, which is "We All Die in the West." The story across 10 tracks.
Thanks, everyone.
Beautiful album.
Thanks for the applause, guys.
For producing it. Tell us a little bit about that narrative, how you created it within music, and actually, I'm going to get to that second part in a second. But tell us a little bit about that.
It's interesting, when Tony was first sending me the beats, Tony actually came up with most of the album, like most of the titles of songs. I think he came up with almost every single song title. And because we would discuss it, and then we'd figure out like the vibe, and then Tony would usually settle on thinking of a title. I'm not too good with titling songs, but when he would come up with a title, I'd be like, oh, I know a concept that fits perfectly, and I know how this could be one linear concept. And so I sort of wrote to what Tony, to like a basic wide idea that Tony gave me, and then I tried to narrow it down, and I made it into a cohesive 10 track project.
A story,
Yeah.
It's great.
I tried through my life.
Well, yeah. And this is the main theme, I would say, throughout from start to finish is your personal story of depression and then recovery of said depression. This is described obviously within the project. How will you, and this is something I've asked you before, I think I even asked this on the Instagram Live, the beta version of Rock the Mic, if you will. What made you so comfortable sharing this with your listeners? Because this is a personal subject.
I don't know. I just sort of, because I wanted to talk about it, Right. It's something that I sat down and I was like, I want to share this, not only to, with other people, but I wanted to, open up for myself.
Let it off your chest a little bit.
Yeah, let it out, to really think about that time, to really write about it,
Yes.
Like it wasn't only so I could be like, oh, this is just for people to listen to, but it was for me too. You know what I mean? It was definitely a moment of like self-reflection. Okay.
So it was more so about yourself than opposed to just, oh, I want people to know my story. It was more so.
I wasn't too, when I wrote it, I didn't care too much about like if people were going to judge me for it or however they felt, because this is just what I wanted to talk about,
Great. I love that. I love that a lot. You don't care what people think. Care about what you want. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
Artistic integrity is very important.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Of course. Yeah, of course. No problem. Everyone in the audience that's definitely here is very
Thanks, guys. Excited. Everyone's clapping and waving their hands at me.
For you, Mr. Black Mask. The Rose Blooms. This is the closer to We All Die in the West. It's my favorite song by you and your best song.
Every night becomes day, every mic becomes slain. Sunny sights come from the rain. Inner sights train your brain. When the storm is being cleared, all the flowers reappear from the crack in the tomb. The rose blooms. Every insecurity turns to maturity.
The line from the crack in the tomb, the rose blooms. It not only can be seen as a metaphor for your recovery, but also it could be seen as a metaphor for a new era of your music. And I don't know if you intended that, but that's how I perceived it. That's how I kind of looked at it. So did you think about that when you were writing this? Like, oh, it's a double meaning, or not? And anyway, but I'll just let you answer that part before I get into this.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't think about that. But that's like the beauty of music and lines, that the listener can interpret it any way they want. And that's what I want. I don't want them to be like, oh, there's just only this one way to think about it. Like when I write, I don't want people to be like, oh, the way that he's talking about this, I don't want them to think like they can only believe what I originally intended. You know what I mean?
Yes.
it's open to interpretation for everyone. But I didn't really think about that, but it's true at the same time.
Yeah. So when you wrote it, was it just a metaphor for the new stage of your life kind of thing?
Yeah, that was the original intention, but that actually fits as well.
Okay. Now that you're looking at it from my perspective, a future Black Mass solo project, will this new change in your life, will that be reflected into your music? So are we going to get more positive music?
Okay. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I have most of my I'm not gonna say some of my album has been completed for about a year.
Ooh, okay.
I'm a bit lazy and I haven't worked on it in about a year. But I'm also working on an EP and a single, and so they're just more not as dark, I'll say. Okay. Not more personal. They're just more like, I just want to have fun, I just want to write, make songs that sound good. Not that my other ones didn't sound good. I mean, I'm the best ever to ever exist in history.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. There's no debate about that. So every single one of my songs is amazing and perfect in every single way.
And there's no flaws, and it's great. And
especially church bells. When the church bells go, they really went, but yeah, I don't know. It's like, I just want to have fun, make good stuff and people can vibe too. Yep. Yes. That's it.
I think, and I didn't write anything about El Paso just because I kind of talked about that a lot in our beta interview, but El Paso.
Yeah, because that was right after.
Yeah, El Paso is a perfect representation of that. There's a lot of Breaking Bad imagery.
I know.
Really great bad fans. And that, I feel like that's a perfect representation of post We All Die in the West, just having fun.
Thank you.
That's my opinion anyway.
Thank you. Yeah, I tried to flip the original story too, but make it a bit more modern to fit the modern trap beat. Provided by the one and only Ethan.
Ethan Mayo.
Love you, A. Love you, A.
My guy. So We All Die in the West. That was produced entirely by Tony. You helped co-produce The Rose Blooms, but other than that, it was produced entirely by Tony, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Nightlife, which is your first album with the great Church Bells, Ice My Cup.
The best song, yeah.
All those songs. That was produced entirely by Shitty Old Shirt, aka Aegis.
Love her. I love her.
How was that, working with one producer for an entire project? How did that kind of impact the creative process throughout?
It's definitely, because it feels a lot more cohesive to work with one person. It feels like it's really a collaboration, especially I went about both projects in different manners. With Shitty Old Shirt, I just he gave me the beats, I took them, and then he didn't hear me rap over them until I released it. With Tony, it was like we did it song by song. We discussed it. We really went through it.
Right.
He heard every song before it came out. So that was a bit more of a different ride. But they just both feel like working with one producer just makes it be able to feel more cohesive and it's right. And that's definitely what I wanted for We All Die in the West.
Well, for sure, because that had a focused narrative. So
yeah. And with Nightlife, it was just more of I want beats to sound similar,
right?
Just sort of like that general idea, right. like a loose concept, but not really conceptual. But when I'm going forwards, breaking those boundaries and not working with specific only one producer, it just feels like I have more creative freedom.
That's what I was going to ask. That's kind of complicated. You kind of have to bounce off ideas with that. At least with We All Die in the West, we were definitely bouncing off ideas with Tony.
Yeah, especially.
Yeah.
But now I can just do what I want.
Right.
I can just choose any beats. And, I have so many beats. Sorry, guys, everyone who sent me beats, especially you, Dom. Shout out REALMIKETURTLE. He has sent me so many beats.
Song for the show as well.
That man has sent me so many beats, and I'm horrible at recording on them. Sorry, Dom. Love you.
I'm sure he'll forgive you for that.
Yeah, and he'll call me, right, Tom?
Hopefully.
But yeah, Um, it, I just have such like a large pool to select from, and if I don't like a song, then I don't have to release it. Just put it in the vault, just start on. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's just so easy.
Yeah. Something I noticed, We All Die in the West is exclusively on SoundCloud. Nightlife, on the other hand, is exclusively on streaming, like Spotify, Apple Music, etc. Is there a reason? I think I know why We All Die in the West is only on SoundCloud, but I don't know why Nightlife is only on streaming because it used to be on SoundCloud. So is there a reason for kind of separating these two? And will we ever see Nightlife on SoundCloud / We All Die in the West on streaming?
Okay, so We All Die in the West isn't on streaming only because of sample clearance issues.
That
I would have loved to get it on there. I tried so hard, and I was so mad because I tried so hard to get that album on there. Sample clearance would not allow it. And then with Nightlife, the only reason it's on SoundCloud, I mean, not on SoundCloud, is just because I wanted more space on my SoundCloud. And I was like, it's already on streaming. So if people want to listen to it, they can. But this is some new news. I haven't told anyone about this. Not even Shitty Old Shirt himself. I might remaster it and re-release it because I don't like the mixing and some of the recordings.
Oh wow, the Rock the Mic exclusive. I love it, dude. I love
Rock the Mic exclusive info.
Nightlife.
And I take it down for a while, then I put it back up.
Okay. That sounds good. I think that's great. We All Die in the West being on streaming, that's kind of out of your hands just because of the sample.
Yeah, that's out of my hands. I've tried. There's only so much I can do.
You just call up Jay-Z. He'll help you out.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Yeah. Something interesting I find about your career, compared to the other people I've interviewed, your career kind of blossomed from being in a collective of other great artists and rappers, producers, Ben, as we mentioned, REALMIKETURTLE, as we mentioned, AI, Yokai.
The legends, all of them.
Various others.
Besides Yokai. Yokai can jump off a bridge.
You guys all came up together, which is something, the people that I've interviewed before, they all kind of came into the game on their own. So do you think coming up with all these different artists, was that beneficial to your career?
Oh, yeah, so beneficial. Oh, my God. What would I do without them, dude? So beneficial.
Well, yeah.
Beyond beneficial.
Features,
so many artists to collaborate with.
Yeah.
Yeah, like off-rip immediate collaborations. And we're all growing together, changing our styles. It's like we started off as babies, and we all got better and better. And we all collaborated, and we all helped each other. It was so beneficial. Candyman's playing it. I love all of them. Besides Yokai, I hate him. I don't actually hate him, guys.
We love you, Yokai. Our last episode, we discussed kind of the concept. As a hip-hop fan, the concept of show-stealing features. I know you could probably name a bunch off your head right now.
Of course.
You have, in my opinion, a ton of these. Subway.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Nexus, And Damn Fool. I personally, movies as well. I didn't even write.
Thank you. I love that feature.
There's a bunch of others that you are the featured artist, yet it somehow becomes your song in a way. Do you approach the song like that? When someone comes to you for a feature, do you think, okay, I'm going to body this, I'm going to make it a Black Mask song?
Yeah.
Do you approach it that way?
Yes. I'm like, this is my time. That's pretty much it. I just get a beat and I'm like, oh, okay.
I don't want to start anything, but the lyrics on Nexus kind of prove that as well.
And if you don't, then I'm trying to raise the status. Rapping fast, flesh jackets. Bitch, I'm the apparatus. Laugh, crash, no habits. I take a track and then lap it. Bitch, look, I'm the captain. My potential still hasn't tapped yet. Bitch, you're on time when I'm rapping like shit.
Shout out to StephCrompton, Kanero, but your verse is kind of the epitome of what we just talked about. Like, I take the song. What were the lyrics to that? You know what I'm talking about.
For what?
For Nexus.
For which part?
I'll take your track and lap it. Look at me now.
I take your track and then lap it. Bitch, look, I'm the captain.
Yeah, that's literally pretty much that answers the question in itself. Yep. Like,
that's what I was thinking about.
Shout out to them. I love you guys. Definitely want to get you on the show.
I love you, Steph and Kendall.
For sure.
You can call me later too.
Exactly, for sure. So you are making history in this interview. Another Rock the Mic first. Black Mask is the first person that we've interviewed that is a member of a rap group. This is different than, we were just talking about how he came up with a bunch of different people. He's literally in a group with two people, Brody Funk and the Beatmaking Shoe Man. You guys, the three of you are Natural Disaster. How did this group form?
What can I say? I'm making history. I'm a history maker. I've always been one. Just legend. But so this group came together because I was in our big group chat. I believe at the time it was Norman.
Yes.
I believe it was in Norman. And this is like an Instagram group chat that a lot of people have. It's just a bunch of people. But it sort of died. Sort of. Long story. But
Long story.
At the time, Beatmaking Shoe Man and Brody Funk were two of the members in it. And I believe Beatmaking Shoe Man just sent this 10-second clip of a snippet. And it was LA 92. It was that beat.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh my God, that beat is amazing.
Got them bodies in the back of trunks, a body you, so pack it up. My diamonds up from Africa, your wifey in the passenger. I'm never fucking capping, bro. I always keep 100 once. I'm hustling till the sun is up. I tuck it for them undercuts. You pussy bitch, I'm running up. I ain't the one to fuck it up. I do my shit to run them punts. I'll kill you if it's fun enough.
And I texted him about using that beat because I wanted it. And then Brody had the same idea I did and texted him as well. So we're like, all right, let's all just make this song. But then it turned into all right, let's make 3 songs like this. Let's make 3 Memphis songs. Then it was like, all right, let's do 5. And it's like, no, let's just do a whole tape. So then it became Natural Disaster. But it took us 20 years to figure out a name. No one could come up with a name for it. Literally no one had any idea what to call it. But we did settle on the wonderful Natural Disaster after 4 years of not knowing. But yeah.
Yeah, I remember the hype behind when that group was first announced. We thought it was just one,
especially with the Slim Gorilla feature.
Yeah, and yeah. Everyone thought, if you remember, it was at the time right cover, and it was the version with just.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Yeah, and
it was the cover
for
I believe it was. Oh my God, Running and Gunning.
Yes.
By Tommy Wright III, and it was. Jude did some edits where he put our faces into them. Yeah. He made it. Beatmaking Shoe Man.
Sorry,
Beatmaking Shoe Man did that, not Jude. And Beatmaking Shoe Man edited our face. Beatmaking Shoe Man drew them and edited our faces into those, and it was sick.
The mystery behind that was a great time.
Oh my God.
Hip hop.
Everyone was going crazy. It was amazing.
No one knew what was going on. You didn't tell me. You would not tell me a thing. I would ask you, and you'd be
yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah. I know. It was so secretive.
Campos Bail, which is Natural Disaster's album, we were just talking about Memphis, Southern hip hop. 3 6 Mafia is what comes to mind when I think of what inspired the sound. 3 6 Mafia, at least early Mystic Styles kind of era. 3 6 Mafia is what kind of I think about. You mentioned Tommy Wright, and this features Slim Guerrera from Passion Pros, which is, this is the epitome. This is very Memphis, this album. What was this recording process for this comparatively to, Nightlife and We All Die in the West? Because obviously these are very different sounding. Theme alone, leave alone the theme. Just if you're listening to the beats specifically, this is very different from what you've done before. So what was this like? And how did they compare?
Okay, well, my recording process was a bit different. I just recorded all my verses for all the songs in the span of 3 days, and I wrote them all in a week. And then I grinded. Literally, I made 5 of the songs in one day because I was late because we all wanted to get it out by October 31st, and I was late on a lot of verses. I was like, oh crap, I gotta do these. So I recorded 5. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to screw the group over. But I mean, Brody wasn't ready either. Brody had to do Nowhere to Run. That was the last song.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Jude would just send the songs out, and Brody and I were supposed to write to them, and we just wouldn't do it until last minute. But it all worked out, so that's all that matters.
That's great. And I really love Natural Disaster, Campos Bail. My favorite song is Cave with Ben.
Thank you.
I actually
Mine
used
too.
your verse for the ad. The ad for it, I sent it to you. It actually hasn't been posted at the time of this recording, but the ad uses your verse on Cave to kind of hype up this movie.
I saw it.
I love that song. While we're on the topic of collaborations, do you have a favorite collab that you've done thus far in your career? And piggyback off that, do you have a dream collab, whether it be a rapper, a singer, a producer, and this could be even outside of the community as well? Do you have any of that?
Low key, Ben. Just Ben. Yeah, I just love working with Ben, and I just love their style, and he's just the best. And I don't know, Ben's just a swag ass person.
Yeah, he's great.
And yeah, and I don't know, I just love Ben. I met her a while ago. We were at Pennsylvania, chilling, walking around,
And
vibing. Of course.
Yeah.
We met twice. I drove up to their state and I saw them in Wawa. But swag, very swag, as they say, certified based. Oh, speaking of influences, sorry, just remember this, Lil B. I threw it out there.
Lil B, I definitely think I haven't reached out to him yet, but I feel like if I reach out to Lil B, he will. I'm going to give it an 80% chance that he answers me and a 75% chance he says yes to doing it.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. But for in regards to a dream collab, I don't know. I should have no answer. Probably Black Crack.
Black Crack.
I just love Black Crack.
Okay. My top 5 favorite Black Mass songs. No order. This includes solo work, features, and Campos Bail. Across your entire discography, I would say The Rose Blooms, Cave, your feature on Like Patriots with Slim Martin, your feature on Subway with Be Making Sure Man and OD, and then Summer's Over, the single for We All Die in the West. Those are probably my top 5 Black Mass songs. Do you have, if you could narrow down top 5 Black Mass, your top 5, and maybe even top 3 if you can't think of 5, what would they be?
I don't know. Can't think of 5. I'm going to exclude all features.
Okay.
Exclude all.
That helps.
I would be able to think. Definitely some of my unreleased songs would be on this list if they were released. But I'm not going to include them. But if they were released, they would be on this list. But I'm going to go Cave.
I love Cave.
I love that song. I love that song. I'm so proud.
I remember when I first heard it and I heard the Better Call Saul line, like Jimmy.
Oh yeah.
Slip. I was like, yo, I was going crazy.
So definitely that one. Summer's Over 2.
Okay.
Classic.
Okay.
And wow. I don't know. Maybe Automatic Rounds.
You recently as well, another rock the mic first. You're just like, you do it. How do you do it? How do you do everything? You recently just participated in Banger Fest, which is like an online music festival.
Oh my God.
You put together a set list of kind of a mix, 20 minutes long. What was that like performing at Banger Fest?
It was amazing. And I love Beck for inviting me. Thank you, Beck. I love you.
What was it?
It was just a great time.
What was it like, like making the mix, and how did it?
I had about a month to do it. And I would just sit there and think of random ideas in the shower, and then I'd go to the mix, and then I'd just slide them in.
I mean, it's as simple as that, right?
Yeah. And then I didn't have my own computer at the time, so Ben had to bit crush the entire
the mix
set for me. Yeah. So Ben bit crushed it. That's why the quality sounds like that. Because I would have done it myself, but I couldn't because my computer wasn't working at the time. I was using my mom's school computer. So Ben bit crushed it for me.
So I actually didn't get to attend Banger Fest. I don't know why, but so it was all on Discord, right? Like it was playing. So what was it like when it got to your set and everyone was reacting to it? What was that?
Oh my God. It was amazing. Just there were so many people that I don't even know. Like I don't even know who they are. I just had so many people just saying so many positive things, and it made me so happy. It was amazing. I loved it.
That's
It was
great.
great. Like that made me so happy.
That's a great experience to have. So Banger Fest, making that set, mix, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to say, would you consider that production? I don't really feel like I would. I don't know. What would you consider it production?
No, I'd just be like DJ mix.
Okay.
So I guess DJing.
Okay, you're a DJ too. You do it all. So I deleted this question because I don't know, because I was kind of stupid and I forgot that you co-produced the Rose Blooms. But I'm gonna bring it back into the fold. You rap, you've sang on movies, you mix, you master. You're a DJ as well. You're a writer, and at times you're also a producer. So you haven't produced. Is the Rose Blooms the only thing that we've heard that you've produced
So far, I have stuff in the vault though.
You what?
I have stuff in the vault though.
I was gonna say, are you gonna your next
Yes,
album?
yes, I am. I do have songs in the vault that I have produced. Be waiting on it.
When are we gonna hear them?
Whenever I drop my album.
Well, that perfectly leads us into the final question we have. When can we expect New Black Mask? What can we expect from it? How will it be different from previous works?
You know, that's a great question. The truth is, I can't answer that. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. It's a good-looking question. It's most I can give you. I don't know. I'm really lazy, man.
Very secretive. Either
and
you're
busy. I'm busy. I have a lot of stuff on my life right now, and I'm lazy. So the mix together makes me lazier. So
right.
Wait on it.
So it'll definitely come out.
Yeah, for sure.
At some, you know.
I can't have those songs go to waste.
Well, that's all I've got for you, Mr. Black Mask. Do you have anything you want to add before we sign off?
Well, just thank you for having me, Mr. Mike. It was a wonderful time. Truly a pleasure. Would love to do it again sometime, but I don't know why I would, because I've already been interviewed. But thank you.
You've been interviewed twice now. Maybe when this said album comes out, we'll revisit the topic.
Yes, maybe we shall.
Maybe.
You know, give a little checkup.
Of course, just see how you're doing. Black Mask, thank you for coming on the show. Really appreciate you. Great friend of mine. Love having you.
Thank you.
Check out all his information in our bio, the description below. His social medias and all his music will be down there as well. Definitely check out ours as well. That'll all be in the description. Don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe, click that bell for notifications, and again, follow all of our social media. This has been the Rock the Mic podcast. Again, Black Mask, thanks for coming on. This is Mike, Rock the Mic podcast, and we out.